Well, good evening, Tubies. This is Bob Hickman. Well, it's good to be here. And I know some of you have asked me, well, Bob, since the terrorist attacks, are we still going to have the Sunday seance? And my response is yes, we are having the Sunday seance. You see, this is what the terrorists want. They want us to all be afraid. They want to disrupt our schedules and interfere with our lives. And by continuing on, we are saying to them, no, we will not stop living. We will not let you take away our freedoms. Back here, you can see I have a candle burning. This is from my video earlier today. If you haven't seen that, I did put out an official statement about the attacks. That's the video right before this one. And I encourage all of you in that video to light a candle to say that we bring the light of spirit into this situation, that we don't fear, we seek the divine power. I hope you'll watch that video. It's a tribute and a blessing to the people of France. And I thank all of you who have come out and told me how much that meant to you. We're a force for good here at Spirit Channel, and we're going to keep on keeping on. Anyway, so with that, we are going to have our seance tonight. And just so you know, if you're interested in seance experiences, I have a book. It's called Messages from Rose, and it's about my experiences as a medium, particularly my channeling of Rose. So this is a picture of my guide. That's what she looks like. And you can pick this up at my website at robert-hickman.com. So anyways, check it out. I think you'll like it. Well, we're going to do a seance. And for those of you who are new here, a seance is when we let spirit in to speak to all of us. As a medium, I'm a channel. And so when I enter into my trance, I allow the spiritual forces to overshadow my consciousness, my body, my mind. And they speak through me. It's called trance channeling is the modern term. In the old days, it was called just basically mediumship. But either way, it's the same thing. So tonight we're going to open the door between the worlds and see what the spirit world has. Thanks for being here. Now gather around our table here and let's start with just a brief prayer. Divine Spirit, Father, Mother God, we thank you for this night. We thank you that we can gather, and we ask that as we open the door between the worlds, you will bless us with your wisdom and light. So mote it be. Well, I'm going to settle down into my trance, and I hope you'll join with me. Blessed be. I'll see you when I get back. Good evening. Can you hear me there? I'm so pleased to be here with you. Many people all over the earth now are finding themselves in a place of fear, a place of darkness. Do you know that when I was alive on the earth, I lived through the horrors of the Blitz of London? Many in England feared that the Nazis were going to overrun the island nation. I remember the inspiration of good King George and Queen Elizabeth as they comforted all of us in that time of war. I was most fortunate, for I lived in an area where I was not struck directly by the bombing. Yet many people suffered greatly during the war. As I look upon the earth today, I cannot help but be reminded of those dark days when forces of darkness threatened all of the Western world. Britain thought that it would go it alone, that we were blessed when our allies came. And I remind you all of this, that in this time of challenge, this time of darkness upon the earth, your burdens can be greatly lightened if you would but call upon the world of spirit. When I was on the earth, I one time attended a seance. One of my neighbors was a spiritualist, and she said, "Rose, will you come and join with us?" I used to mock my spiritualist neighbor, for I did not think her very intelligent. I thought, "You believe in all of that rubbish." But the truth of the matter is that she was more closely connected to God than I. Perhaps in some way I was jealous, though at the time I disclaimed all her belief. It was ironic that in my own moment of death, that she is one of the people who I saw when I crossed over to the light. How ironic that the very people that I mocked were the very first people to greet me. When I crossed over, the vicar that used to preach to me for many years, he was there, and he had a great grin upon his face. And my dear neighbor, the spiritualist, was there as well. And you see, I learned very quickly that it does not matter what you call God or spirit, but what is important is that you bring that vibration into your life, that you let it come through you. To be connected to God, to spirit, is not a very difficult thing to do. You must simply look within yourself and let your heart be filled with love. The vicar used to say to me, "Rose, when you have such fear, pray, ask God to be part of your solution." As I looked back over my life during my life review after my death, I saw many opportunities where I did not give God a place in my life. And it was a great sorrow to me, for I was shown how many opportunities I had bypassed, the very solution to my problem. And yet, God's mercy did not condemn me, but simply loved me through the process. It is the wonderful love of those in the spirit world that sustained me in my transition to this life. Each of you someday will make that transition. But if you spend your life focusing on the higher truths, the transition will be very simple for you. Do not get bogged down in legalizations and worrying, did I say 12 prayers today, or 13 or 15? One simple prayer from your heart is worth many more points in heaven than 1,000 prayers half-heartedly said. God does not need all of your fancy words, but He does want your life, your love. He wants your heart, dear. Let that light into you. Simply call for it. Do you know, during the war, during the blackout period, I remember hearing the staff in my home. I had a grand home and many servants, And when the bombing would begin down the street, we'd have all the lights out and the blackout curtains. And I used to hear some of the maids praying together. One of them even prayed the rosary very beautifully. And even though I was not particularly spiritual in that time, I could feel the love coming from her. I used to think, well, at least the servants are praying. It's a pity that I did not join with them in their prayer at that time. But as many of you know, it was during the night of an air raid that I was killed. I was not killed by a bomb. I was killed by a lorry walking down a dark alleyway. Yet I thought myself so important, and yet I had such an ignoble death. How could a lady, a peeress of the realm, be struck down in the street like a common person? Such was my thought at the time. I no longer think like that, my dears, but it is where I was in my heart and mind at the time. Do not let yourself be lost. Do not give in to despair. Do not lose your love for God. In God's light, all things are possible. If you have fear, give it to your higher power. Give it to the spirit world. We are very close to you and would love very greatly to help you. You may call upon me. Say, Rose, will you help me? I shall be there. I am only a whisper away, as are many of your angels as well. Each of you are guided by many, many forces. Spirit guides abound all over the earth. And even sometimes spirit guides take a material form and will come to you in the form of people that you may meet somewhere in the street or on the subway. If you're paying attention, you will know them when they deliver their message of love to you. You may be in a place where you feel very despondent in your life, and yet a kind old lady appears on the train next to you and says such a gentle word, and you'll find your whole day shifting, and your mood lightening, your consciousness rising. It may have well been an angel who visited you in disguise. As a spirit guide, it is my pleasure to be of service to all of you. And I am so thankful for our medium here, who allows me to use his body to come forward to speak to you. Be of good cheer, all of you. Do not fear these times of darkness, for the light is always more powerful. And in the end it shall win. During the war we had a poster that was about the streets, and it said, "Keep calm and carry on." I like those words, and so I leave that message with all of you today. Keep calm and carry on, and do not forget to call upon us in the world of spirit, and we shall be there to help you in your time of need. And look to God always with love in your hearts. My name is Rose. Well, what a blessing it is to receive a message from the spirit world. I'm so glad you guys were here tonight, and I hope that the messages that have come through will be of help to all of you. Thank you for being here at Spirit Channel. I hope you'll remember, if you like this, consider getting my book, messages from Rose. She's one of my principal guides who I channel, and I love her very much. And I know a lot of you love her too. So, I hope you'll like this video, favorite, like it, share it. Let's get the word out about the truth of spirit. Be part of Spirit Channel. Hit that subscribe button. It's right up there in the corner. We'd love you to be with us. So keep it here. We got more coming. And next Saturday, we're going to have another Saturday night seance. Blessings and good night.